Hey guys, what's up? Eddie Alho here with KissAnalog.com. Hey, it's time for another MicroCap tutorial. Now remember, you can get it for free now. Just a couple years ago, it was still selling for $4,700. The owner retired and he decided to give it away for free. So you can get arguably one of the best spice simulators on the market for free now. So I've done a bunch of tutorials. You'll see the link to the playlist down below. What I want to do today is look at a linear regulator, okay? You know, an LM117. It's a variable linear regulator. You can set up the output voltage with a resistor divider, and you basically put a capacitor at the input and a capacitor at the output, and it's pretty simple. But what about a step response? That's a good way to check your regulator to see how stable it is. So depending on what your load is, you could have a step on there, and you want it to be as flat as possible, right? Let's just jump into the simulation, and picture's worth 1,000 words, right? You'll see what I'm talking about, and hopefully this is helpful. Just another schematic, and it's in the library. I'm going to show you how you pull that up. And so you don't even, you can start learning by just pulling up circuits that are in there already and just playing with them. So let's take a look. Okay guys, this is a 555 that I used in a previous tutorial. We're going to come up to help, and we're going to go to search sample circuits. We're going to type in LM1, okay, there it is. I already looked for it once before, LM117. And I love how it previews the thing before you say actually load. Alright, so here's our schematic. Input, our voltage, and right here it's just 22 volts. And when I'm hovering over that, down in the bottom it shows the description of how you set that voltage up. Now you can come to these tabs and set up these different kinds of voltages, but right here I just have none, and it's DC 22 volts, so it's just basic 22 volt input, 10 microfarad capacitor with a 10 milliohm ESR. So that could be a ceramic. Our linear regulator with a voltage divider right here on the output, and this sets up voltage here to adjust so that we can, this is an adjustable linear regulator so that we can get the voltage we want on the output just by changing these resistor values. And then we have compensation capacitor, so we'll get back to that. Now here's four-way intersection. That's a no-no, guys. Okay, so separate that like that. Then we have 1 microfarad capacitor here with a 100 milliohm ESR. So that could be aluminum electrolytic because it's too much ESR for a ceramic. So maybe that's what that's been simulating there. And then over here, if I click on this, this is just a switch, and this is going to switch on and off our resistor to give us a step load. So if I click on that, right there, there's the description down below. So it's going to do time is 1 millisecond, I think that is, to looks like 2 milliseconds. It's capital M, usually that's small m, but I think that's what that is. So we'll run it and see what it looks like. Okay, so load test. It says run transient analysis. So come up to analysis. Now we could come to probe transient where we just probe around, but it's already set up here in this analysis up here. So click on that transient. See this setup right here? It's set to look at the voltage at the node 3, and with this X range, the time, and this Y, the voltage range here. And then we are looking through the current through R7. And that was that load resistor. We'll look at it a moment. And here's the time we're going to run. We're going to run for 3 milliseconds. We're going to start recording data right at time 0. Maximum time step, that's the resolution, 2 microseconds. That sounds good. 27 degrees, everything looks good. So let's just go ahead and run it. There we go. Okay, so over here, IR7, the current here is this, it's this graph right here. It's this axis right here in green, and it looks like we started off at 0 and went up to almost 200 milliamps right here. If I hover there, it says 164 milliamps, and then it shuts off. And it started at, if I hover there, about 1 millisecond, and turned off about 2 milliseconds. And then look at these over here on the left side, it shows the voltage here. So it's if I hover here, it's about, whoops, I got to click on, see, it's showing me IR7, so I want to click on this guy, so it underlines that. Now if I hover here, it says about 16.5, and then it has a spike that drops down to 16.2, comes back up to about 16.497, almost 16.5, and then it overshoots 16.69, and then it rings a little bit and settles out. Okay, now if I come up here and these double panels side by side, if I click on that, it'll show me my schematic right next to it. So if I come over here and look at my schematic, you know, will changing my capacitance here improve that? Probably not at the input. I think this is something in the output. So we could come over here and say, well, what if I lower this ESR? Is that going to give us better performance? So I can double click on that, and let's just delete one of the zeros, and then I'll hit return. I didn't see any change, did you? Okay, so then come up here, top corner here, say undo, Control Z. Yeah, I didn't see any change there. Now I can increase the size of the capacitor. Maybe we just don't have enough capacitance. Let's go 10 times. Let's go 10. Well, okay, so that improved things. Now it's only dropping down here. I got to highlight the red again. Now it's 16.3, and it's only overshooting by 16.6. So yeah, it's looking better. 16.5, so it's only overshooting about 0.1, and then it kind of, now I could stretch out this time so we could see what happens out here, but it's probably settling in about here. So that, maybe that looks better, just adding a little bit bigger cap there. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, we're back to that. So it reacts quickly, but we have this, you know, kind of ringing. It's a little bit too quick. So what I'm thinking is, since we have compensation capacitor, let's make this a little bit smaller. See what happens. Nope. See, smaller makes it react faster, right? It's a smaller size cap. Look, it reacts real fast. So, but it overshoots way fast, but it's all over in this amount of time. See this when it pulses on, and then when it pulses off, it really rings. Yeah, so that was the wrong way to go. So let's go over here and hit undo up here, Control Z, and instead let's make this guy bigger even. Let's add a 0. All right, so that shrunk it down. So slowing it down, now see what happens is when this, we get this spike here, and see it comes back up to this voltage slower, so it's all slowed down the reaction time, but we don't get the overreaction either. Same with the top. So now, okay, that seemed to work, but now what if we go back here and change this cap again, because that seemed to help too. Let's see if we do both. Oh, now look at that. Things are getting better. And look at this. There's no ringing. Things are getting better. So what do you think, guys? There's a way to look at our linear regulator to see what you need to do and how you can improve the transient response. All right, guys, so what do you think? That's just a simple LM117 linear regulator. It's a great way to kind of experiment with capacitors on the input and the output. I've seen people put 1,000 microfarad capacitors on the output. That's way too much on a linear regulator. Most often you need a small cap, you know, 1 mic, 10 mic, maybe 100 mic, maybe, but usually not. So, and also put in a little ESR with the capacitor. Sometimes that actually helps. So experiment with that, and then you can decide whether to use aluminum cap, you know, tantalum, ceramic, and whatever. Now, if your load's a high frequency load, then you might want a ceramic. If it's taking a big step load, like in the case we just did, it was pretty much a zero load, except for those voltage divider resistors, to a decent sized load for that regulator. So you can start off with, maybe it's going to be at 10% load, 50% load, then full load. So you can play around and see how well your linear regulator is going to behave. So there you go. And just another simple circuit, a really general purpose, a common circuit to play with and get more familiar with. All right? Okay, yeah, never take those things for granted by putting a couple of ceramics on input and output. Play around with them, make sure you got the right thing before you ever build your circuit. Then you don't waste time having to add larger parts maybe than you had room for on the board. Yeah, so anyway, hope you liked it. Let me know. And by the way, I've been doing a lot of reviews lately. Let me know what you think of those. I was trying to get a bunch done for the holidays, plus I fell behind, and I have things around here. I still have some more meters, automotive meters, some really nice high count meters, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to try to get some technical videos out in the middle of those, or maybe I'll just do more technical videos if that's what you guys want. So let me know what you think, and if you like these tutorials, and what kind of circuits you'd like to see. I've got some ideas. I've just got some classic circuits, like classic op-amp circuits I thought about doing. What do you think about digital stuff? This is analog, but still we have to do digital sometimes. I thought about doing a simple digital logic gates, just in case you wanted a refresher, or if you don't know anything about digital logic gates, just a beginner's course. Be pretty simple, quick video. Let me know what you guys think of that. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks, Patreons. Really appreciate you guys. I've got a kind of a small list of Patreons. They've been pretty good group of guys. They've just stayed fast. I've lost a few, gained a couple. It's pretty much stayed at a certain number of Patreons, but really appreciate that. And you can become a Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and that link's down below too. All right, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.